So, hello and welcome to 5 at 5. And this show is powered by IDFC First Bank. We'll talk about everything related to the second test match between India and Sri Lanka, which starts tomorrow here at the SSC in Colombo. A beautiful ground, a very historical ground, a ground known for runs, a ground where world records have been broken in the past, and a ground where the Indian team will be aiming to continue their domination in this particular format. I'll start with Devashishda because he was there at the nets. Some interesting visuals between MP spinner Saransh Jain and Gautam Gambhir at the end of the practice session. What are you making out of that?
Yeah, then I have to take you back at the start of the practice
Yes.
session when only five players turned up for the practice session and Saran Stein was the first to walk into the 22 yards. He
Yes.
had a
Before
feel
any coaching staff,
before
before
any
any
coaching
player.
staff, and he had a feel of the wicket. He was just seen doing shadow of his bowling,
Hmm.
and then he had a ball in his hand,
Yes.
and then he bounced it
Yes.
to have a feel of the wicket. Then he also went to the other side and did a batting shadow, and then following that he went there and had a long batting session. And the visuals that we're talking about is the most indicative one,
Yes.
and that is the head coach giving him a pat, saying it's obviously all said and
Pat on
done,
the chest.
pat on the chest. That is what I said also in the Bangla show as well. And clearly, the player Sarangs was feeling confident to be told earlier that he is going to play in this
Although he
test
did
match.
not open his mouth in front of the media
Yes,
when
yes.
others, everyone was congratulating him, kind of congratulating him, and he said, let's see. He did not say that he's making his debut, but the signals, the signs from the nets are a clear indication that we might not see Kuldeep Yadav in the playing 11, and in his place, Saransh Jain will perhaps make his debut, and it's going to be a proud moment for the Jain family, and of course for Madhya Pradesh cricket as well, and for Saransh as well, because you don't see a lot of debutants post 30 after crossing 30. So it is a good precedent to have Shamikta. Yes, there's in the past also. Right now it's drizzling, so you can see a lot of covers coming in. But Shamikta, it sets a good precedent for these domestic players who have crossed 30 but still performing. Unfortunately, we could not see Jala Saxena in India colours. Again, someone who has played from MP, played for Kerala as well. But MP was his area where he picked up the majority of wickets, scored the majority of runs. But for Saransh, I think, and for the coming players, up and coming players playing in toiling in domestic cricket, they will never lose this motivation that oh, I have crossed 30, I will never play for India again.
100% Shubhana, and irrespective of Saransh Jain making his debut tomorrow or not, Saransh Jain, Devdut Padikal, Akib Nabi, just the very fact they are
Sarfaraz Khan.
Sarfaraz Khan, just the very fact that they are with the squad, it busts the myth that the selectors, the Ajit Agarkar led selection committee, it picks squads for test matches based on the performance in the IPL, which is clearly not the case.
Yes.
I mean, all of these guys, they have worked their socks off in domestic cricket.
Yes.
And if you look at the composition of this team, you would see a lot of players who are basically byproducts of Ranji Trophy. To start with KL Rahul. KL Rahul is a out and out byproduct of the Ranji Trophy, and you go down that playing 11, and you would see a lot of players who have earned who have earned their stripes based on their performances in domestic cricket. So in domestic cricket is still very relevant. I mean, as far as Indian cricket is concerned, and as because Indian cricket cares for red ball cricket, for the longer format. As long as it is there, domestic cricket would be paramount.
Absolutely, and regardless of whether Ajit Agarkar gets his extension or not, I think he has set this precedent at least that the domestic performers will always should get rewarded rather than just ignored and give the preference to all these IPL stars. Weber, you were also there. You also had a moment with Saransh. You had a conversation with him as well. Tell us about that.
He just completed his batting practice and he was going towards the dressing room, and then I just told him all the best wishes for the upcoming match. So casually just said in Hindi, "Kal dekha jayega." So obviously he will not reveal anything. But you can see the signs are pretty clear, and the signs were evident from yesterday as well. It was about today if Kuldeep Yadav will turn up or not. And today also Kuldeep Yadav was absent from the practice session. Although yes, Gautam Gambhir spoke about him in the press conference, but again, the way that interaction happened between Gautam Gambhir and Saransh Jain, and you can see
Even even
the
even before that, after Saransh completed his batting stint, one of the throwdown specialists was also having a conversation with him. They had both of them had smiles on their faces. After that, Sitanshu Kotak gave him a word of whatever it is, but he did have a word with Saransh, and then came Gautam Gambhir. Yes.
And from yesterday, if you see, his body language is looking completely different to what we have seen in Gaul, or when we were there for the practice at the NCC as well. Then you can now he knows that there's something around the corner,
Yes.
and that would be one of the most proud moments of his career, because obviously as a budding cricketer, you always I to dream you always have a dream of representing your nation. I think that dream, Saransh will live tomorrow, is what we anticipate at the moment. But yes, it is going to be a great moment for Saransh, because see, whatever he has done in domestic cricket, he's been rewarded for that. Only not just with the ball, but with the bat as well. The way he has evolved, because when he started his career, he was an off spinner, but now because he understood that you have to contribute in all three departments in order to be different from others. Otherwise, if you go back a couple of years back, then it was Tanush Kotian who was ahead in the pecking order because of his all-round abilities. But now Saransh Jain in last 1 year,
After changing his bowling actions, I
exactly,
think
yes,
Tanush has also lost that kind of uh,
exactly.
lethalness that he
Yeah,
had
yeah.
in the past.
Saransh is by far, if you compare Saransh with any other red ball spinner, I think Saransh is
There's
the
a dearth or lack of spinners in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Indian domestic
Saransh,
circuit right now.
Saransh to me is the best red ball spinner in the country at the moment. He can turn the ball both ways, not just against the right left-handers, but he's potent against the right-handers as well. I think Saransh is ready. Saransh is ready, and now thing is that Sri Lanka has also confirmed that they are adding one more left-hander to their playing 11. So now four left-handers in top seven. I think Saransh, I'll not be surprised if even if he gets the first, if he's introduced as a first change or second change bowler, because that there will be a left-hander in Sri Lanka's playing 11.
That is going to be a interesting matchup game in this second test match. Of course, in the first test, we saw Manav Sutar doing maximum damage. Ravindra Jadeja was among the wickets, but the left-handers, especially Dickwella and Sonal Danusha, they gave a lot of headache, or at least tired the bowlers, Indian bowlers, out with their partnerships in Gaul. But in Colombo, it's going to be different. Coming back to our Indian team discussion, Shamikda, uh, uh, any update about the players who are not playing the match tomorrow? Are they going back for Dilip Trophy? What is the update if you can provide us?
No, no. I asked Gautam Gambhir after the press conference. I asked him, and he said, "No, we are not releasing him because we just have a squad of 15, and we have to be. I mean, we have to keep players. We have to keep options open in case we need concussions up, because we need to have that covered. So precisely for that reason, basically, if Gurnur Brar and Akib Nabi were not playing, Sarfraz, but then again, Sarfraz, you have to keep him as a batsman because he is the only specialist batsman who would be left out if India retain their winning in the combination that won their test match at Gaul. Otherwise, basically, these two players would be playing tomorrow. I mean, their team, North Zone. I mean, on the opening day of the Dalip Trophy, North Zone are playing. So, as for the other players, be it Kuldeep or be it Saransh, whoever, they are directly playing in the semi-finals of the Dalip Trophy from 30th. So, but once again, I think this is a pretty fair call. But Shubhan, I think it's very interesting and it's very poignant that Gautam Gambhir has doubled down on the fitness issue. I mean, he basically vetoed what Shubman Gill said last month in England.
What did he say? If you can explain a bit, because he did say that there's no communication gap between the center of excellence and the team management. But if you can give some details around that.
See, we have to give our viewers a bit of a backstory because after the final ODI of the three-match series against England Lords, that was on July 19, Shubman Gill raised the issue, and that was the game when Jasprit Bumrah broke down and Bumrah couldn't play. And he said, at this rate, I mean, here we are struggling to complete a three-match series, and if World Cup is our goal, then we have to play 11 matches on the trot. So how will we do that if we are struggling to complete a three-match series? And based on that, and what Gautam Gambhir said today, he said, "Look, we always want our best players to be playing, because that is the best possible way to give us the best results. And number two, also, we want to have that kind of continuity." So he said that yes, I mean, the team management, the team management, chip selector, I think VVS Lakshman, the head of cricket at the Center of Excellence, obviously the BCCI, they had a conversation regarding that. And as you rightly mentioned, that when that question was asked, if if there is a communication gap, because particularly in Harshit Rana's case, and I will name check Harshit Rana, because when he came back to the Indian team fold in England, it looked like that process was hastened. Um,
He was clearly overweight also, his previous physique before the injury happened. If you compare it with that,
Absolutely. So that was the trigger. And after that, players once again, Varun Chakrabarti, he was doing his rehab. He was doing rehab. Hardik Pandya, he went for a rehab, and then suddenly developed a quad injury. And after that, he hasn't played. So I mean, this is the way I think going ahead. Going ahead, a decision has been taken. No player, even with even with the slightest of doubts, fitness doubts, will be picked. Like if you see
that's why
this
they did not
pick, yes,
pick Sai Sudarshan, or they did not push Sai
100%.
Sudarshan or Washington Sundar in this series as well.
Exactly, Shubhan.
Devashish, you are going viral right now. Gautam Gambhir gave you a message after the end of practice session. Devashish is someone who shares a very good camaraderie with all the players, all the coaching staff. He has covered Gautam Gambhir, the player, as well extensively. This team is looking different to our previous Test series. Devashish, it's very light. You can sense it in their mood also. Very light. It's not like they are tense, they are heavy. It's a very light environment, fun foot volley games in the morning, even after the practice session with the fans, with other people around. Here they are clicking photographs, they are very relaxed. It's a very relaxed environment. So what do you have to say about the environment there, and of course your
But
deal with
things
Gautam
can
Gambhir?
change soon.
Of course it
Means
can, one
obviously,
bad session
so far
and
in
things
this
will become
series,
tense.
it's been only one way
Yes.
that India has been dominating, but things can pretty soon
Hmm.
change pretty soon. Means if suppose Sri Lanka win the toss and post a big total.
Hmm.
But yes, it's good to see this fun part. Obviously, the players are enjoying. But if you are to say a few takeaways, obviously, important one was the CEO thing.
Yes.
But another one was he has again reiterated the fact that there needs to be a three-match test series.
Yes, that was a,
You
even
cannot have
after.
a two-match test series, a
Yes,
bilateral series. Even
even
series
we
is
had a
played in one test
conversation,
match.
lengthy conversation of the record as well, where he was explaining why he said what he said in the
Right.
press conference as well, Devashish.
Yeah, absolutely. And you cannot just have two-match series. And the series that we play next against New Zealand, that is also a two-match
Yes.
series. So, say suppose a team that does well means if they level the series, they cannot go on to win the series. Means it can be either side.
Yes.
So I think he makes a very valid point and quite logical as well.
And he's not talking only about India, but he was giving Sri Lanka would have had a chance to win this test series if there was it was a three-match series, and that gives you an extra motivation to play the second test or the third test more in a better way than you would think, oh, we can't win a series. Then the effort that you will give is completely different if you have a thought process that we can win this series, we have not lost this series completely. So he makes a valid point. Now we have the provision of even one test series, one of tests
Yeah.
being included in the
If it is not
WTC.
part of the world team.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
absolutely,
yes.
absolutely,
But I
absolutely.
think, Devashish, it's pretty idealistic. What I totally agree with. I mean, I support what he said
Hmm.
regarding three-test series. It's pretty at this point in time. It is pretty idealistic. It is not going to happen because commerce will not support that. Test cricket, besides India, Australia, and England, is a dying breed. I mean, South Africa, They are the reigning world test champions. How many tests have they played after winning the world test championship? So test cricket is not, I mean, cricket boards want to fill their coffers, and that is why, and T20 is what fill their coffers. So test cricket, besides these three big three, is a dying breed. What Gautam Gambhir, and he drew the 2001 series analogy, Saurabh Ganguly's India versus Steve was Australia, and it was, I mean, we all know, who those who have covered that series, we all know how exciting was that. But then again, dynamics has changed.
But he did talk about cutting down on wide ball bilaterals. There's no point playing a five-match ODI series or a five-match T20I series. You can, of course, for the commercial sake of it, you can extract good amount of money from a three-match T20I series, a three-match ODI series. So unnecessary adding two more T20Is, two more ODIs. To hamper test cricket is something which is he and even gave the example of the England series, this test series as well. And he was talking about how exciting it was for everyone. And when you said we should have won that series, he debated that we could have lost the
Yes,
series as
absolutely.
well. One bad session, things could have gone completely different for the Indian team as well. And that's the excitement of test cricket. He said there's nothing like test cricket. If you want the excitement bit of a format of the sport, then test cricket has to be at the pinnacle of it. And T20 cricket, yes, it can change quickly, but the slow burn nature of Test cricket, where you grind out for a session to get a desired result or to change the course of the game, it's different aspect completely as compared to different things. But Vaibhav, you were talking about the Sri Lankan team as well. You are writing a preview as well. Any update regards to the Sri Lankan team? Although we have covered a lot in the 12 noon live as well. Any update on pitch? We saw the light roller being used, the pitch being exposed in the evening kind of a sun, late afternoon kind of a sun. Any update on the Sri Lankan team, which makes you talk about them?
See, straight away, obviously, we asked this question to Dhananjay De Silva about the opening combination, and as we said earlier as well, that it is likely to be Kamil Mishara. They want to use his form, although he has been doing well in white ball cricket. He was the man of the tournament in the LPL, then scored a record-breaking T20 100 a couple of days back, and I asked him that is he ready for Test cricket because he has played a lot of white ball
He
cricket.
said he scored
Yeah,
150
he
in a
scored
4 day
one
game.
for 15 that 4 day game, but that came a long time back. It's not like recently, and he was not even part of that A series which Sri Lanka and India played in July. So again, that against is very debatable. But yes, he is a very good player of spin. For what we have seen, me and Devash, he looks a very good player of spin. Uses his feet really well, and I think it's about countering the left arm challenge that India is going to pose, the Manav Sutar and Ravindra Jadeja, and that is why they have added. And Dhananjay said that we wanted a left-right combination at the top, and that is why Kamil will make his debut. Regarding the number three selection, I think it is going to be Pasindu Suryavandar. It's highly unlikely that Sahan Arachige will be another debutant. He looks a very good player. He can bowl as well. But again, it is likely that Pasindu Suryavandar, because it would be unfair on him as well that he was the first choice player, and then just to give him one innings and you decide on the basis of that, he got out on a golden duck in his first innings as a test cricket. So it will be unfortunate if he misses out. So most likely he will retain his place at number three. In regards to the bowling combination, as this whether you are going to pick a left arm Vishwa Fernando, who was having his fitness issues but looks fit now. So will you bring him in? Given that this
For
pitch
Lahiru
is
Kumara?
for Lahiru Kumara. So what he said, he started his answer by saying that India in the past has struggled against left arm pacers. So yes, there would be a temptation of playing Vishwa Fernando, but then I have to talk to selectors, and then casually he said, then once I talk to selectors, I'll let you know what we are going with. But
Then they will he will let us know straight at the toss.
that is there will be a temptation, as we have seen that because see Vishwa Fernando, what he brings to the table is not just the left arm angle, it's the experience, the ability to ball long spells which a Lahiru Kumara cannot do, and ability to swing the ball both the ways that we have seen at the NCC as well. He got the wicket of Yashasvi Jaiswal, and he can reverse the ball as well. So there are a lot of things that Vishwa Fernando brings to the table. It's about playing him, and I think Sri Lanka could be tempted given that if they have done their study, Yashasvi Jaiswal hasn't scored runs in the first test. And if you look at the South Africa series, he got out to Marco Jansen thrice in 4 innings. So, and again, the right hand batters of India, they have also struggled in the past against Mitchell Stark, Trent Bolt. So they know that left arm angle of Vishwa Fernando could trouble Indian batters, and they would want to do something different from the last test. So there could be three changes. Two are given, but there is a high chances of a Vishwa Fernando left arm pacer playing in this test match.
Fine, fine. That was the bit about Sri Lankan cricket. But Shamik, any pressure on Yashasvi Jaiswal? Been a while that he scored a big knock in Test cricket. Will he be under pressure considering all around those around him now? Devdutt Padikkal has started to score big runs. KL Rahul had a very good test in Gaul. You go down. Shubman did not score runs, but Rishabh Pant had a 50. Dhruv Jurel had a 50. Jadeja is batting well. Will Yashasvi be under slight pressure to score runs?
Yeah, always. I mean, in the sense, Indian cricket revels in hyperbole, and that is the biggest problem. You have just one bad series, people will forget what you have done in the past and your test average everything, and people will like you have seen what was happening with Rishabh Pant until he played that knock and goal in the second innings. Rishabh Pant, one of India's greatest ever. If you pick an all-time Indian Test 11,
Has to
he
be.
will be there at the expense of MS Dhoni. So clearly, but then again, that's the nature of the beast as far as Indian cricket is concerned. So another failure, people will start talking. But it is important for the dressing
Do you
room.
have another opener for Test cricket ready? That's the question.
Number one, number two, it is very very important for the dressing room or the team management, the dressing room, to shut that outside noise out, because people will start talking, and it has now these days it has got intensified because of social media, which gives poison a platform. So from that point of view, but I don't think in I mean the players I mean, there are a couple of things I liked from that Gautam Gambhir press conference when he was asked about Jasasi Jaiswal and the cut shot, whether he should
I
shed.
only asked.
You asked it, and he said no. We would rather I would advise him to get
Get
better
better
at
at.
that shot. So such a positive outlook. There is one thing which I didn't like, in the sense I didn't agree with Gautam Gambhir, but he being the head coach is entitled to his opinion. Like when he said that since the England tour last year, we have performed steadily in Test cricket, which the Indian team has not, clearly suffered a home whitewash against South Africa. And apart from that, India have played series against West Indies and a one-off test against Afghanistan. So that cannot be the marker. And this series, although India are 1-0 up, this series is not over yet. We can make an assessment only at the conclusion of the series. So in that regard, I beg to differ with Gautam Gambhir. Once again, he is entitled to his opinion, but the way the positive mindset he's shown, and it should, and it, I mean, it will have a trickle down effect to the players. When
Absolutely.
your head coach is saying that you need not shed that shot, you just need to get better. That's a serious confidence boost.
Absolutely, that is indeed. Devash is the last question. One sleep away from the start of the second test. You have seen the preparation. You have been here in Sri Lanka for a while now. Uh, Looking at the pitch, yes, SSC is known to assist the seamers initially early on. Uh, Bat first, win the toss, bat first, bat big.
Pretty simple, pretty simple. Win toss, bat first, and score big runs. And because no way.
And in case India loses the toss, then Siraj and Prasidh Krishna with the new ball will become
Yeah,
wicket.
obviously it means and the ball will move. Ball will move initially, at least for the first hour, with the Kokobura ball stays it's keeping it signed for at least 20-25 overs. So I think, but nevertheless, I think it looks like the wicket will turn. I guess that it will turn even more
In
than
ball.
what it was in goal, because
Okay.
clearly
I
the
agree.
wicket, clearly
From day
there
three
was no
onwards.
watering for
No
the
what?
last two
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
Light roller.
Hmm.
So I think the wicket will crumble,
Plus, there are patches. There
because
are
that's the only way that Sri Lanka can match India. If it's an even wicket, if it's a good wicket, there stands no chance
They-
against this
absolutely.
Indian team.
I agree. I agree. And that is why you could see slight patches in the good length area where generally the spinners pitch the ball. From this end, particularly the press box end, I think spinners will get a lot more assistance than what they will get from whatever end that is. Which end is it? Pavilion end? Yes, pavilion end. We can say pavilion is that side.
Pavilion and pavilion.
Pavilion end. So
Yeah.
from pavilion end, I think it will be pacers. From this end, media box end, I think it will be the spinners who will get more assistance as the match progresses. But it's going to be a fascinating contest because Sri Lanka will be hurt after what happened in in Gaul in Colombo. They would want to at least go end this series with a draw, but India are in a hunting mode right now. They want this to end as a 2-0 win for their WTC chances as well. So let us know what you think about the playing 11 as well. Saransh Jain, how excited are you to see him make a possible debut tomorrow? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And this 5 at 5 was powered by IDFC First Bank. Keep watching the sports for more.